Hello, 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 friends. I am hoping you can see and hear all the things except for the people all moving around my house because there's a lot of that going on. I'm sure it's going on at your house too. So today, for Tuesday yoga, come to your comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. Let's take the flesh of our seat and move it away. And relax your hands in your lap. Take a deep breath in, filling your whole body. And as you exhale, allow your eyes to close. Take a moment to be with your breath. Take a moment to become present to the flow in and out, in and out. On your next exhalation, allow your chin to come toward your chest. Ease your eyes open. Inhale the arms and gaze up. And exhale your hands to your heart. Remember your intention. And now begin to rub your hands together, creating some energy. Keep going until you feel some heat. And then when your hands begin to warm, place them over your heart. So allow the warmth of your hands to ease into your center. And then maybe close your eyes for another couple of breaths, cultivating a moment of self-love. Just appreciating that you get to walk around in. This body that moves you. This body that you get to be with from beginning to end. And maybe cultivate a little self-love for something unique about you. Something that you bring into the world. Something that you bring to the people around you or offer yourself that you appreciate. So cultivating this self-love today. On your next exhalation, allow your chin to come towards your chest and ease your eyes open once more. Inhale the arms and gaze up. Let's bring our hands right behind us on the floor. Walk yourself back a little bit on the hands. Roll the shoulders open, lift the heart, look up. Opening across the front of the chest. Lengthening from the pubis to the forehead. And hugging your scapulas toward each other. On your next inhalation, sweep the arms up. And we'll take a forward fold, pouring out. Pause for a moment. Allow the weight of your body to bring a little more stretch. And maybe into the low back, maybe into the hamstrings. Just notice where you're feeling it. And remember to always stay yoked to that smooth and flowing breath. that we cultivated in the beginning so that you can stay safe in your practice. Listen where your breath may feel held or broken, and though that's the place where you know to back off. On your next inhalation, let's slide our hands back up towards us, reach the arms up, take an easy side bend, opening up the side ribs, look up through the top arm, root down through the bottom hand, and breathe, expanding those left side ribs. Inhale, lift both arms, left hand to the ground, right hand reaches up and over. Breathe. On your next exhalation, rise up. Float hands to heart. Remember your intention. And then inhale, open the arms. Exhale, hands over the heart once more, just like at the beginning. Pause for a moment, holding your intention close. This intention to offer yourself self-love today. On your next exhalation, we'll come to hands and knees. So from hands and knees, let's walk our hands forward about 3 or 4 inches and step your left foot back into this half plank pose, stretching out the left calf. Push the floor forward with the hands. Rooting down into the hands, lengthen the back of the neck. And then on your exhalation, let's sink the left knee, reach the right heel back, straightening the right leg. Lengthen. Smooth breath. On your next inhalation, pick up that left knee, coming right into plank pose. So from your plank pose, build this one line of energy from the crown of your head through your heels. Waken up the core, and on your next inhalation, lift your right foot, maybe just an inch, maybe 2, maybe 3. Smooth breath flowing. Sink the right foot, lift the left foot, firing up your plank pose. And then exhale that left foot down. Shift forward slightly on the toes. Elbows draw back toward the waist as we lower all the way to the ground. Uncurl the toes, slide your hands back alongside your chest, push the floor forward, cobra pose, and soften the face, draw the elbows back, and then when you're ready, exhale, lower down. Inhale, press up through plank pose to downward facing dog. Let go of the weight of your head. You can wag your tail a little side to side. Arriving in your first downward dog of the day, bend your right knee, sink the left heel. Spread the weight in your hands evenly. Inhale up high onto the tiptoes. Bend both knees, push forward with the hands, press your torso back towards your thighs, and straighten your legs. On your exhalation, bend your left knee, sink your right heel, or the opposite one, if we did this one last time. Not feeling it. I promise to be human, so make sure that you're paying attention to which side you've done. And then on your next exhalation, we'll rise high onto the tiptoes and bend both knees once more, pressing the torso back toward the standing thigh, deepening your downward dog. And as you are ready, let's peek up between your hands, step, hop, or float up to standing forward bend. Release the weight of your arms, release the weight of your head. Soften your knees, taking care of your low back by not forcing the legs straight. And Inhale, sweep into chair pose. Press the air away, float hands to heart center, thumbs to sternum. Checking in with your intention. Inhale, the arms open wide, and then exhale, hands over heart. Pausing for a moment, cultivating this self-love. Sweep fingertips along the ground chair. Reach up, biceps alongside of ears, sitting down deep. We've got, we can see our toes in front of our knees. And on your next exhalation, let's just dive right into the pool, standing forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back to plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way to the earth. Uncurl the toes, one more cobra pose. And then see if you can, inside of your cobra pose, it'll be a lower baby cobra pose probably. See if you can lift your hands and keep the general shape of cobra. Opening across the collarbones, reaching your heart forward. Exhale, hands come down, press back to downward facing dog. On your next exhalation, bend your knees a lot and shift forward into plank pose. So inside of your plank pose, lift that right foot once more. Play with the idea of lifting your left hand. Let it come down when you're ready. Just playing with the balance. Root back into your plank pose. Now root into your left foot. Maybe just come onto your right fingertips and lift your left foot and right hand. Promise to be human. And on your next exhalation, we'll sink it down. From here, let's lift your right foot and sweep the right foot up into the sky, letting go of the weight of the head, sinking the left heel. Nod your head yes. Reach up through the right foot. Seriously, my dog's barking and somebody's knocking at the door. There are 4 other people in my house. It's probably a delivery at the door. I don't need to get it. I'm sure my dog will quiet down in a moment. So as we reach this foot high into the sky, let's sink the left heel even more. And now we'll draw that right knee up toward the nose in plank pose, rounding the spine. Inhale, lift it high. Exhale, draw it forward. Inhale, lift it high. Exhale, draw it forward and hold. And then step that right foot up into our lunge. From the lunge, root down into that back ball of the foot. Root into your right foot. Pick up your toes and spread them wide. Reach your arms back alongside of your hips, lengthening forward through the crown. And lift out through those hands as if you're squeezing that beach ball behind you. And settled in now. Let's inhale our arms forward. And exhale, arms behind. Inhale, sweep forward. Exhale, sweep behind. Inhale, sweep forward. And on your exhalation, let's rise up into crescent. Settling in, you can soften that back knee to neutralize the low back. Bend the front knee toward the 90 degree. Reach. And now let's sink our hands to our heart. Palms together, checking in with your intention. Inhale, the arms open wide. And then exhale, one hand over your heart, the other hand over that hand. Pausing for a moment to cultivate inside of this standing balance, this self-love. Now rooted in the right foot. Are you ready? Let's sweep the arms down to go up. And we're going to step with a couple steps if you need to. The left knee up into space. So coming into a balance. Stepping forward and holding for just a moment. On your next exhalation, let's sweep the left foot down. Hands come back to heart. Thumbs to sternum. Root down into the feet. Sweep fingertips along the ground chair. Exhale, dive into the pool, standing forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plank pose. From your plank pose, let's lift that left foot off the ground. And on your inhalation, we'll send the left foot up into the sky, three-legged down dog, releasing all the weight of the head. Let that right heel sink, sink, sink. Keep lifting the left leg from the front of the thigh. One more breath. On your exhalation, draw the left knee toward the nose, coming up into plank pose. And then inhale, send it high. Exhale, draw it forward. Inhale, send it high. Exhale, draw it forward and hold. And step the left foot up between the hands. Rooting down into our lunge. Let's sweep our arms back alongside our hips. Squeeze that beach ball. Squeeze it in. Lengthen through the crown of the head, offering the heart forward, staying grounded in the feet. On your inhalation, sweep the arms forward. Exhale, draw them back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw back. Inhale, extend. Next exhalation, rise up into crescent, softening that back knee if necessary. And coming into crescent pose. Exhaling, sink your hands to your heart. Remembering intention. Inhale, open. And exhale, right hand over the heart, left hand over the right. Pausing for a moment to cultivate that self-love. So we appreciated our bodies, we appreciated something about us. And bring those same things back to mind, or something else that you want to appreciate about yourself. Inhale the arms down to go up. And then from here, maybe with a couple of steps, that back foot is really, really rooted. Try to root into your left foot and then lift the right knee into a balance. Standing tall, reaching up, expand, and then exhale, sink the right foot, sink the hands to the heart. Take a deep breath. On your next exhalation, let's sweep the fingertips along the ground back into chair pose. And we'll dive into the pool, standing forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Pause for a moment, tuck the pinkies inside the elbow creases and let the spine have a little space. One more breath. Hands come to the ground and we'll step back to plank. From your plank pose, let's shift forward and lower all the way to the ground. Feel free to practice another cobra pose here. If not, I'm going to go a little bit deeper. We're going to press the tops of our feet into the floor, bring our hands to our sacrum, and clasp. Drag the knuckles toward the feet, lift the heart, lift the shoulders. Gentle with the neck. So if it feels that your shoulders are creeping up into your ears, draw those knuckles a little farther away. Let the shoulders sink away. And on your exhalation, we'll lower down. Hands press the ground. We'll rise up and into downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, let's raise our right leg into the sky. Sink the left heel. Now bend your right knee, stack the hip. Staying rooted in both hands, letting go of all the weight of the head. On your exhalation, draw your right knee in a circle all the way around to tap the right elbow, coming into this plank pose with the elbow and the knee tapping. On your next exhalation, begin to lift the legs straight up into the sky. And then when you're ready for your next exhalation, draw the right knee toward the nose and center, coming forward in plank. And then inhale, send the right leg up into the sky. On your next exhalation, we'll bring the knee over to tap the left elbow. And inhale, send it up into the sky. On your exhalation, let's bring the right foot up between the hands and rise again in crescent pose. Lift up. Find your edge. Sink the hands to the heart, remembering intention. Inhale it out and gather the hands to the heart, pausing for a moment, appreciating all that you are. You know, there's only one of you in all of space and time. Only one. So it's important that you appreciate you. On your inhalation, sweep the arms down to go up. Now this time we're going to bring this left elbow to the outside of the right knee in a twist. So lengthen and then begin to turn your torso toward the right, sinking this left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Right hand comes to the left. And you can gaze down at your right foot or up at your right elbow or the ceiling. Twisting crescent. On your next exhalation, sweep the hands to the ground, step back to plank. From your plank pose, shift forward on the toes a little bit, and we'll draw the elbows back toward the body to lower all the way to the ground. And once more, hands come alongside the hips. You can clasp again if you like, or simply lift the hands, rolling the shoulders open. And now add the legs. Lift from the thighs out through the balls of the feet. Locust. One more breath. And release. From here, press back to downward facing dog. Inhaling the left foot into the sky. Bend the knee and stack the hip. Reach up through the left knee. Root down through both hands. Now, wind that left knee to tap the left elbow. Coming forward. And then inhale, send it straight up. Bring the left knee to center, rounding. And send it high. Now, left knee to right elbow. And send it back into the sky. Left foot comes between the hands. We root down in the feet. Root down in both feet and rise up into crescent pose. Establish crescent pose. Exhale, gather your hands together, sinking them to your heart. Remember intention. And then exhale it out into the world, wide arms. And then gather the hands back together, one hand over each on top of the heart. Cultivating this appreciation for self. Taking care of yourself now is your job. We're all adults, I think, here. And so if you're not, you still get some other people to help take care of you too. But it's your job to take great care of yourself so that you can take great care of others. On your next inhalation, we'll sweep the arms down to go up and then begin to bring this right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Pressing the left hand down into the right. Lengthen from the back heel through the crown of the head. And you can look down or maybe up. Find your smooth breath. And exhale, turn the gaze back to the ground. Unwind the hands to the floor. And we'll step back to plank. From your plank pose, lower halfway this time. Draw the heart forward for upward dog and downward dog. One more breath. Picking up between the hands, step, hop, or float up to standing forward bend. Release the weight of the torso. One more breath. Sweep into chair pose. Sit down deep. And press the air away. Thumbs to touch the sternum. Check in with your intention. And open the arms. Wrap the hands on top of the heart. Loving you. And then release, sweeping fingertips along the ground chair. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee, but you can start with just the right hand on the outside of the knee, left hand to low back, and then sink it down, arriving a little more gently. Coming into this twist, pressing the left hand downward, and then turn your gaze to the floor. Come onto the ball of the right foot, and step your right foot back into twisting crescent where we just came from a moment ago. So, find your breath, find your balance. And then on your exhalation, we'll set the hands down. From here, root the hands, and we'll pick up this left foot, sending it all the way up into the sky. Sink the right heel. So we're in three-legged down dog. Let's bend the left knee, stack the hip. Exhaling, left knee to left elbow. Tap. Pause. And inhale, left foot in the sky. Left knee comes to center, pause, rounding. Inhale it high. Left knee to right elbow. And straighten the right leg. So we'll set the right foot on the floor, out to the right side of your mat. Roll the right heel to the floor. So the left foot's on the floor, over on the right. The right leg just came down, right arm reaches up. We're moving into, you can stay right here in Fallen Star. It's a cousin of Wild Thing. And reach the right hand back, step the left foot back. And when you're ready, let's bend the knees, shift back to downward dog. If we got lost there because of camera angles, no worries. We'll get it on the other side and have lots of opportunities to give it a go. So peek up between the hands, step, hop, or float up, just standing forward bend, releasing the weight of the arms. And inhale to chair. So from your chair pose, sit down deep. Press the air away, hands to heart center. Take a moment to smooth out the breath. Sweep the arms down to go up, sinking into chair pose. Left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand to low back, so opposite side twist. Left elbow sinks toward the knee, right hand on top of left. So we're coming into that chair twist. Turn your gaze to the floor. Come onto the ball of the left foot. Shift your weight into your right foot, and then step your left foot back to twisting crescent. Smooth breath flowing in, smooth breath flowing out. Nurturing your body with breath throughout the whole practice. Turn your gaze to the earth, set the hands down, and we'll root the hands, lift the right leg up into the sky, bend the knee and stack the hips, sink that left heel. Now, we'll wind the right knee to the right elbow, coming into plank pose to tap. Send the right foot up into the sky. And draw the right knee to center. Hold and round. Inhale it up into the sky. And right knee to left elbow. Tap. And you can probably see better on this side. So we straighten the right leg, setting the long edge of the right foot on the earth. Root into the right hand. Lift the left hand, falling star. Sweep the left hand back, stepping back to plank, and let's bend our knees, bring our big toes together, sink our hips back toward our heels, let our foreheads come to the ground, hands can rest alongside. Child's pose. Smooth out the breath. And when you're ready, we'll root the hands down and rise back into table pose. From table pose, let's walk our hands forward 3 or 4 inches, turn the toes under, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, peek up between your hands, step up or float up to standing forward bend. And tuck your fingertips beneath your toes. So bend your knees as much as you need to get here. You can place your whole hand beneath each foot so the toes come all the way to the wrist crease if you like. Bend your knees as much as you like. Staying inside of the smooth and flowing breath. You can drum your toes along the root of your hands a little if you like. Pull up on the feet with the hands and let go of the head. And press down with the feet on the hands. Next exhalation, release the hands. Sweep into chair pose. Sit down deep. Press the air away. Hands to heart center. Remembering your intention. Breathe it out into the world, opening the arms, offering it out, and then gather the hands to the heart. Take a deep breath in. One more breath. On your next exhalation, sweep the hands to tap the ground, rising up in chair pose. And then dive into the pool, standing forward bend. From your standing forward bend, plant the hands, step back to plank. From plank pose, let's lift our right foot off the ground. Let's shift forward on the left toes, lower half. Inhale, upward dog, bringing that right foot and left foot to the floor. Roll through toes, downward dog. And as you are ready, let's bring the right foot up into the sky. Sink the left heel. Bend the knee, stack the hip. Right knee to tap the right elbow. Inhale it high. Right knee to center, hug it in. Inhale it up, up, up. And right knee to touch the right elbow. Elbow. Now straighten that right leg. Root into the right hand, lift the left hand. This time, roll all the way over onto the left foot. You can bend the left knee, lift the heart, let the left hand drop back. Wild thing. Both knees can be bent, your right leg can be straight. It can be a combo from our last pose. So fallen star is more square, our legs are straight, left arm reaches straight up. And wild thing is a back bend, so lift, lift, lift. You can bring your left fingertips to your heart. Once more, cultivating that self-love. And then unwind. Stepping back to plank. And come to knees. Let your torso draw over your thighs, forehead to the ground, hands behind, perhaps clasping your hands on top of the arches of your feet. Rock a little side to side. Smooth breath. One more. Hands back in front, plank pose. From your plank pose, lift your left foot. On your exhalation, let's shift forward and lower down, bringing the left foot, right foot to the floor. Upward dog, downward dog. So, rooting in your hands, rooting in your feet. Left leg in the sky. Bend the knee and stack the hip. Sink the right heel. Left knee winds to tap the left elbow. Left foot in the sky. Left knee to center round. Inhale, lift. And finally, left knee to tap the right elbow. Straighten the left leg. Reach the right arm up to the sky. Stay in fallen star or flip to the left foot, the right foot, and lift your heart. You can bring your right fingertips to touch the heart. Lift your hips more. Inhale, unwind. Stepping back to plank. Knees come to the ground. We'll sit back on our heels and rest our hands on our thighs. Sitting up nice and tall. Place your hands over your heart. And as you're ready, we'll walk our hands forward, letting our torso fold over the thighs. Reaching forward through the hands. Yep, come to plank pose, but only for a second, I promise. Lower half, and the rest of the way. And from here, we're going to reach our hands back. You can rest your forehead on the ground if you like. Bring your right ankle into your right foot. Maybe take a hold of it also with your left hand. Pull it in toward the body. You can flex your ankle. Open across the chest, lifting the shoulders away from the floor. Lifting the heart away from the floor. Rising up slow-mo. Maybe begin to press the foot into the hands. And then release. Turn your cheek to one side. Take a breath. And then, once more, you can place your forehead on the ground if you like. Reach back for your left ankle. Maybe your right hand comes along, maybe not. Pull the heel toward the sits bone at first. Then maybe begin to lift the shoulders slightly. Maybe begin to press the foot into the hands, opening across the front of the chest. And then release. Turn your head in the opposite direction for a breath or two. And coming into center again, let's bring our hands back alongside our hips. Reach for our ankles, maybe both. If not, you can go back to locust pose from earlier, where we lift the legs and lift the arms. If you're ready for bow pose, take a hold of the ankles, flex the feet, lift the heart, lift the thighs. Exhale, release. Just turn your head to one side. Allow your front body to receive this lovely massage with gravity and the weight of your body. And the breath flowing in and out. Sternum on the floor. Perhaps you can remember that imprinting we've done today with our hands at our heart, practicing that self-love. And on your inhalation, lift your head and turn your head in the opposite direction for a couple of breaths. And slide the hands back next to the chest, shifting up into table pose. We'll wind our legs around to the front, sitting up nice and tall in staff pose. Reach the arms up. And fold, hands toward ankles. So if your low back is tight, no worries, just take your time coming into the fold. So it takes a while to get into these forward folds, especially if you want to go deep, so be careful. No forcing, just being with, right? So first, let's just hang out here for another breath. And now walk your hands up next to your hips, press the hands into the earth, lengthen through the crown, staff pose. Now soften your knees on purpose, bend them a little bit. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, belly button towards spine. Let's keep a nice flat back as you fold more deeply, probably because we have this nice bend in our knees on purpose. So reach for your ankles or your shins or your feet. And then play with maybe straightening just one leg. Keeping the torso long, fixing the hands wherever they land, lengthen the back of the neck. Now maybe straighten the opposite leg, bend the first one again. Now bend both knees, reach your heart more forward as if you could reach your heart towards your feet. That love that you've been cultivating for yourself, reach it toward your feet, your direction. So holding on wherever works, pull that part of you toward you. Pull that part of you toward your center. Whether your knees are still bent or not, being gentle with you, deepening this forward fold with a little time here. And now on your inhalation, place your left hand on the ground right next to your left knee, holding on to your right leg wherever your hand has landed. Lift the right leg up, sit tall. You can use both hands to hold on to this right leg if you like. A little stretch, bend the elbows out toward the side. And you can give yourself some ankle circles here. And then we'll place the right foot on the ground on the outside of the left leg. So this whole foot needs to be on the ground from the toes to the heel. So if we're finding that we have to torque the foot to the side, just bring it to the inside of the leg. No big deal. So left elbow wraps around right knee, right arm reaches up. I'm going to sweep the right hand behind and come into a twist. So on your next inhalation, reach that right arm back up and over. Right hand to the outside of the right foot, left hand behind, opening up the twist, sit tall. Drawing that left scapula around the spine. And then back to center. Right foot comes down. Let's take one more forward fold reach. Tuck the belly toward the spine, folding and bending the knees as much as you need to. Right hand comes to the floor right next to the right knee. And then lift the left leg. Have that little leg stretch. Holding on with both hands maybe. Sit tall. It's easy to round here because we're reaching forward. Instead, sit tall. Some ankle circles are welcome. And then exhale, setting this left foot to the outside of the right leg. Sit up again tall. It's easy around here. Right elbow wraps around the left. Left arm reaches up and behind. Root into the left fingertips. Gaze over the left shoulder. Hugging this left knee with the right elbow. Draw it, like pinch it, and draw it toward the toes. On your exhalation, sweep left hand up and over, and left hand comes to the outside of the left foot. Right hand reaches behind, opposite twist. Exhale, unwind, and come lying down on your back. Draw the knees into the chest. Hold on to the knees and make some big circles. Maybe open your mouth really, really wide. Move your jaw around a little. You could pretend like you're making the biggest yawn ever if it feels weird to just randomly open your mouth. And you might actually get a good yawn. Just playing as you rock back and forth on your sacrum. You can begin to rock the knees forward and back, just giving even the sides of the hips a little massage. And then we'll place the feet on the floor, arms out at shoulder height. Draw the knees into the chest, and then lift them off like you're sitting in a chair that's not there. We'll draw the knees over to the right. Stay for a breath or two. Draw the knees back into the chest to roll onto the back, then lift the knees off into all those 90-degree angles, and then the knees drop over to the left. You can turn your head in the opposite direction from your knees if you like. And wind the knees back into the chest. Place the feet on the floor. Heel and toe the feet apart to the edges of your mat. Let the knees drop together so they support each other. Then bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Be with the breath. Let the elbows sink to the ground. Soften the shoulders. Soften the face. Once more, bring to mind a thought or a feeling that you have of appreciation for yourself. You can give yourself an atta girl or an atta boy. You can appreciate something about yourself that you are happy, that you are appreciative of. And then, when you're ready, stay here with your knees together or send the legs out along the ground. Let the feet drop open. Let the hands drop open. Smoothing out the breath. Soften your face. Soften your throat. Let go of the chest, the belly, the hips. Relax the arms, the hands, and all 10 fingers. Let go of the legs, the feet, and the toes. Surrender completely. And now drawing in a smooth, deep breath. Allow a sigh out through the mouth. Bend your knees, place the feet on the floor. Let the knees drop over to the left and the right a few times, windshield wipering yourself back and forth. And the next time the knees come to the right, roll over to your right side, pausing for a moment. You can place your left hand on your heart. Offering yourself this love, this self-love, so we can fill ourselves to the measure, fill ourselves to overflowing, so that we can love all the people around us, whether they're physically here with us, or whether we need to send that love out to them in the form of letters, phone calls, texts, energy, prayer, but filling ourselves full. And then gently place your top hand on the floor, rising up to a comfortable seated position. Closing your eyes once more with hands at heart. Draw your chin towards your chest and recognize the divine dwelling in you. Sweep the arms down to go up, blinking the eyes open, and we'll bring our hands to our hearts as we recognize the divine dwelling in each other, as we bow and say, Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. Hopefully the technical difficulties are behind us. We'll find out. I'll watch and find out how this looked. If not, I have one more thing to try. So feel free to leave me comments. I'll put in the comments ways that you can send an offering if you like. I've been getting lovely notes and letters, and I so appreciate it. And I love your kids' drawings and all the fun that you're making at home that I can watch on Facebook. I'll also drop in the comments how you can connect with me through life coaching. Right now for just a pay-as-you-go, keep it simple version. And, if you need an ear, that's what I'm here for. and also the link to my podcast, because if you're not listening, please do. And you can also be a guest on my podcast. I would love that. You've got a little time. We just get on the phone and you share a story of something in your life that you're grateful for. So many of the stories that I've been getting have been about how people are surprised by gratitude in their life. So thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for joining me here today to build this self-love so that we can all share it out into the world. Thank you.